So you met a programmer and now you have some interest in this profession, but you don't know how to do some research to find out, is it something really for you? Today I will try to answer to your question why you should learn programming. I am H, I am software engineer, you are watching H-Cube. Let's jump into it. First, let's start from the elephant in the room, money. If you will do a research about salaries in your country, it's really not hard thing. You should just type in Google something like programmer salaries in your country. And no matter where you live and no matter for which country you will work, I mean, where will be located your employer, salaries for this profession are very good, are very high. So I'm not gonna talk about it too much. You just need to do research, you just need to find out it. Of course, it depends on seniority level. Basically, it means how professional are you in this language. And also it depends on language, because programming, it's not only one programming language. There are a lot of different languages depending on software which you need to create. And there are also frameworks, but I don't want to put a lot of technical things in this video. I just want to say it depends on the tools which you are using, and it depends on your level of your seniority. But no matter what, salaries, even when you're just starting it, are very good. Second, freedom in language selection. There are a lot of different languages for programming, and you can choose the one or few which you really like. I can give you a little answer, little more information. I can give you a little more information about what does it mean that there are a lot of different languages. It means if you are building website, you have few choices on which programming language to write this website, or you are making software, or you're making application for Android or for iOS. There are different tools for different solutions, and you have a freedom to pick the one which you like the most. For example, there are people which likes to write code in Python programming language, and there are people which likes to write the code in JavaScript. If the language it's not too old and very rare used, no matter which language will it be, you will find a paid task to create something on that language. So you have this freedom with which tool you want to work. 3. Freedom in location. It means you can do your job wherever you want. You can sit at home, you can do it at friend's place, you can do it in cafe, you can do it in office, or you can just sit in the middle of the street, open your laptop and write your code how you want. It's all depends on you, how you wish comfortable to write your code. And even you don't need to have internet connection. When you need to make it public, you need internet connection, but for creation process, not always you need internet connection. So it's up to you where you want to do your job. 4. AI, it's not a competitor, it's a tool for delegation. If you have some depressful thoughts about the future that all jobs will be replaced with AI, well, partially you're right. But in programming, it's very different, and you will know it when you will start working in this area. I can give you some information like how it works there. You know pretty standard functionality, and you know that it's very easy thing. You will spend, let's say, half an hour to write that code, but you know that it's pretty standard thing. So instead of wasting your energy and time, you're just describing the function which you need, the code which you need to be written, and AI writes this code for you. So it speeds up some part of your work, but it can have mistakes, and you are the one who needs to find out where to put that code, how to connect this code with other parts of your software. And you also need to care about opinion of your employer or your customer. Being properly written, it's not enough for functionality. Just because you wrote it correctly doesn't mean that it suits the mission of your software. To understand it, you need to do it by your own. What I mean, even if you ask from the AI to write this code, you need to check it. You need to be sure that, yeah, my customer said something about this functionality, and does this code have this option or not? So currently, programmers are using AI solutions partially in their work, but it's not necessary at all. What will happen in the future? You can say, yeah, today it writes only small parts of the code, but tomorrow it will be smart enough to build all the project, and you will just need to ask from AI and it will provide you all of the code. No, it doesn't work like that. All projects have some differences between each other, and all differences need some deeper integration between parts of functionalities in those programs. And you need to analyze all of these processes by yourself. Being smart, it's not enough to implement those features. So AI is being used to make it a little faster. How it can be in the future? Let's assume today you are learning programming and tomorrow you are already writing your software, and sometime later you are asking from AI to create some parts of your software. How it can be in 10, 20 years? You will take some folder, you will merge that folder with another folder, and each folder has a lot of files with codes inside of them. But you will need to check it again for all of situations, what can happen, what should not happen. So my point is, no matter how smart AI will get, you will improve your skills and you will need to be smarter. You will need to be a person who is behind of these processes and who will need to be sure that everything works correctly how customer or your employer asked from you. So if we want to make conclusion, AI can't replace all the job of programming, but it can speed up the process, and in the future it will make it even easier to implement things, but things also will get harder, so everyone in this area still will have a job. So you don't need to worry about it. Maybe the things what I'm saying to you is a little bit blurry for you. Just you need to learn programming to understand it, and when you will go into this, you will see that, yeah, it's really can't be that dangerous in a meaning of replacing jobs of programming as some people may think. 5. You can create cool things. You have your phone, you have your laptop where you have some solutions, some software, some games, and maybe you want to create something similar or even better. You can be inventor, and you don't need much. You will learn programming language and you will write a code to make things happen. It's really cool thing that when you need sometimes something, some solution in your life, but no one else make this happen, but you know that you need it and you would like to have it, and you can just create it. I think it's one of the best benefits of this profession, that you can create things for yourself, and if you will make it public, maybe you will have multi-billion dollars income company. Like, who knows? You can make your startup, you can change something in the world. It's really great thing. It's really great feeling to be able to create whatever you want. 6. You can do mistake. If you are not planning to work alone like a freelancer, you will always have another person who will review your code. It's very standard process in this job. You are writing some code, another person checks this code if it's written correctly, and maybe there is some option, there is some possibility to improve it, and it's very normal part of this job. And you're kind of showing that's how I see the solution for this task, and that person checks it and says, oh, it's totally great, it's totally okay. Or he says that let's do some little improvement here, and you will also be the one person who will check his code as well. So it's pretty normal basic process step in this work. Or let's say you are alone and you are not in a team, or maybe you're just working as freelancer, you still can make mistake. You should not be afraid of making mistakes. There are always some tools, some solutions which will check your code and show you mistake, show you how to improve that part, this part. If you can't get any error in your program, it doesn't say you anything, it still doesn't matter that your program have been written perfectly. So no one seeks for perfection in this area. There are always possibilities to improve solutions. That's why you're always getting some new updates in your software, whatever you're using. So it's pretty normal thing. You don't need to be scared of making mistakes. If you will take this job, you can be sure there are always will be people or solutions to show you your mistakes, and it's even pretty normal part of this job. Some people are learning new skills by making mistakes. I mean, in this area, you can get some code from somewhere to use it inside of your tool. You don't know fully how it works, but it works. And if you will start to analyze, you will find out how it will work in different situations, and you can improve your skills. If it won't work, you will need to analyze and find out why it doesn't work, and that's how you're learning this job. So don't be afraid that you will make mistakes when you will learn this profession. 7. Easier to find a job. In other professions, there are always some, I don't know how to call it, limits of places where you can get new work. In this profession, there are always some new places in some other companies where you can find a job. No matter in which platform you're gonna search for job, for employer, you will always find some new position in some company for yourself, and you can apply. If you don't like options which you see today, you can check tomorrow and you will see new options there. If you don't like local selection, you don't like local companies, you can work for other countries. And if you don't like jobs in other countries and you don't like to work for some employer, you don't want to be a part of company, let's say you want to be alone, you can find a job in specific platforms for freelance programming job. My point is, you don't need to be afraid that I will learn it, but it will be hard to find a job. No. It's very easy in comparison to most of other professions to find a job in this area. 8. No need experience to find a job, and no need to find a job to get experience. In other professions, sometimes happen this situation about experience and job. You are applying for a job and person says, do you have experience? You say, no, sorry, I don't have experience. They say, we are sorry, we can't let you to work with us because we need someone with experience. You're saying, how the hell I should find a job if everyone asks from me experience? How I will get this experience? There is this problem in most of other professions, but in programming, you don't have this problem. You don't need the job to get experience, and you don't need experience, I mean employer experience, to get a job. What it means? You learn programming and you have some idea, some small solution, some small software. You're creating it, and now you have a proof that you know how to deal with this language and you know how to create software in this language. Your first solution can be written very wrong. It can have a lot of mistakes, but you should not be worried about it. You learn this programming language and you created your solution, and you can now show your code to your potential employers and say that, yeah, I learned this language and I created this solution. Of course, will be some mistakes and it's not gonna be perfect, but it's okay. It's totally okay. So best scenario to find a job in this profession, you're learning programming language, no matter what, no matter which you like to learn, you're creating some small software, some small solution in this language, and then you are adding this project into your CV application form or how you're contacting with your employer, and you're proving that, yeah, I know this language and that's what I created. It just works. And you know, as you already created something in this language, now you have some confidence. I created something, right? So it's really good scenario. It's the best scenario. Just keep it in your mind. 9. Problem solving skill. It's one of the best benefits of this profession, that you will get or you will improve this problem solving skill. This is a main part of this job. It's not about how to write the code. It's about how to take a project and divide it to small parts and then work on each small part of this project. Or there is already a software and there are some bugs, some mistakes, it doesn't work properly, and you know how to take this problem about some bug and divide it to few little parts and solve it one by one. I think there is no any course or any book or any other option to teach you how to solve problems. But this is the main thing of this profession, and you will learn it. It will take a time, but you will learn it. And you know what? It's like learning how to write and read second time in your life. It just changed your brain, and you will see how it affects your life as well. You will look at things differently. You will be really good on finding ways how to solve problems. Even if you will change your thoughts and after a few years you will say, I want to work in another profession, this skill still will stay in your brain and it will be very useful. So I think it's really worth it to learn programming, even just for this skill, for ability to solve problems. Well, obviously all people have this skill in some level. This profession improves it, but you know, maybe you already like this entertainment. I don't know how to say it. Maybe you love to solve puzzles. Maybe you like to play chess. You love to be face to face to some hard tasks and to find how to solve them. It can't guarantee that you will love to write the code as well, but I think it's very close in a brain somewhere. So if you love to play chess and solve Sudoku or other puzzles, I think you really should try yourself in programming as well. Just give it a try. Maybe you will love it, maybe not, but I think it's worth it. 10. Free to learn. It's really crazy thing that such profession is totally free to learn. You can learn it from videos in YouTube. You can do your research in Google and some websites will teach you how to do it. You can read books. Most popular programming languages have their websites and have their manuals, have their documentations. It's like instructions about this language. You can do it all by yourself. or you can start reading articles, and you can also watch videos, and it will be totally free. Well, of course, you can also buy some courses paid, but you still have this free option as well. And you can even learn a little bit, like you can pick some programming language which you want and learn a little bit, let's say 10 or 20%. You can try to do some stuff, and after a while you can have some problem about some functionality, about some method, some detail of this language, and you don't know how to solve it. You can just write it in Google. You will find somewhere someone who had similar problem, and you can just read it and you can analyze it, look at it and see, yeah, I know how to implement similar thing in my own code. And this is how you will learn it. You can learn little bit, then you are facing with problems and you're analyzing, researching solutions for this problem, and as a result you're solving problem and you learn something new. And all of this happened totally free. And if we will close the circle, it's totally free to learn and you can get really good income from this profession. I hope I answered to your biggest questions, and I hope I motivated you. If you have some questions, you can write down them in comments, and don't forget to put like and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, good luck. Try something. I hope you will love it. Bye.